Hey, how's it going? So I just want to shoot a quick video here because something popped up. I check my LinkedIn feed, 4 or 5 times a day. I do a lot of work on LinkedIn and post and try and publish a little bit here and there. So a lot of times I get these notifications, and you probably get them too if you're on LinkedIn. These people's, work anniversaries that they end up getting. Uh, you know, Judy Smith has been, with X company for 10 years. And, a lot of times they just pass me by, but more and more recently, I've been really starting to think about these things that kind of pop up in everyday life, these notifications. And these type of notifications in terms of work anniversaries just hit me, they hit me a couple of months ago, and I've thought about it every single time I see it since, that, why, those people that are there for 10 years at a company or 20 years for a company, I think introspectively, and then I also think about them. I mean, probably the case is that the vast majority of them probably aren't happy, like, or at least they're not thrilled. Like, they might be just content or okay with where they're at, and that's why they've been there for a long period of time. Many of them might feel like they're just have a nice security, and believe me, being employed somewhere for 20 years is pretty good financial security, and that helps you and helps your family out. But when I kind of think about it, and I look introspectively, I ask myself, if I was at the same place for 10 years, you know, would I be happy, or would I be getting out of it and achieving what I want to achieve? Well, part of the reason why I left a really nice job and a great employer making 6 figures plus was because I had one of those moments where I thought about, all right, well, am I kind of challenging myself? Am I doing as much as I could? And the answer was no. I was making these small, incremental, challenges to myself, and the company was set up in such a way, and most big companies are set up this way, where they want to see a little bit more tomorrow than you did today, which is fantastic. I mean, you can make those small little moves every single day and kind of add up to a nice career. But the greatest things in humanity and human history haven't really been developed or happened upon or created because people just kind of woke up every single day and did the same exact thing and didn't really challenge themselves ever, or jump off a cliff, so to speak. And I really felt like I was at a point in my life where those small little incremental challenges weren't really amounting to me fulfilling my potential. And so for me to fulfill my potential, I really felt like I had to jump off the cliff. And so that's part of the reason why myself and my partner Giovanni started Treadstone. Was we both worked for big shops, and we felt like that there was so much more that we could do, right? And there's probably a lot of those people that have that work anniversary that pops up, that every so often I give them a thumbs up, or give them a comment or something if there's someone really close to me professionally. But a lot of those people that work at those big companies, maybe they had some big ideas that they brought to the table and just fell on deaf ears, or they felt like because of the way the company was run, there were things that they could have done that were so much better, and maybe even revolutionary to the way that business could be done, or the way that whatever organization that they worked for or worked in could be done. And so the one thing I'm going to leave you with is, there are these anniversaries that happen for us all the time. Every year you have a birthday, you might have a wedding anniversary, there's New Year's, there's your work anniversary, there's all these different points in our timeline that come up that really should be introspective points, where you really need to not let them just fly by. And at that point in time, just ask yourself, what have I done over the past year from the last anniversary until this one? Am I fulfilling my potential? Am I really challenging myself? If I had my druthers, if I had this ideal scenario of what the next anniversary looks like, what would I have to do to get there? There's one guy that I got turned on to, listening to podcasts and watching videos of recently, Gary V. I mean, he's been around for a long time, and a lot of my friends and work contacts are like, oh yeah, you don't listen to this guy. I've been listening and watching a lot recently, and he does a really good job of kind of breaking it down into that dynamic between micro stuff that you do every single day and macro. And those micro things you do every day, if you lose track of the macro, you might not ever get anywhere. Or if you do get somewhere, it's not going to be nearly where you could have gotten if you kept in mind that macro picture of where you're headed, or what your potential is. So when you hit those points in those timelines, in that timeline for yourself, or when you see those points in time that other people are experiencing, think to yourself, what can I do? Where can I go? Treadstone risk management is the direct product of that introspection that Giovanni and I did, and just the thought process of where do we want to be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And if your answer is not where you're at now, well then take those steps immediately to move in that direction. All right, thank you. Hit us up on, view us on YouTube, subscribe, hit us up on Facebook, and we'll keep shooting some more videos for you. Thanks.